I believe that the advantage will shift even more to human judgment and creative discernment.
Debora, thanks so much for joining us. You've talked about how AI transformation is as much about operating models and leadership as it is about technology. What should companies who really want to harness the power of AI, what should they be doing now? What's the shift they need to be making?
It has to start with strategy. Before we decide what AI can do for you, I believe that leaders can really and need to be clear on where the business is growing as well as where value is going to be created, and then understand where AI can really help unlock competitive advantage across the value chain, as opposed to really implementing AI everywhere and not having meaningful impact. So the first shift, I believe, is from technology-led experimentation to strategy-led transformation. And that means having clear choices where AI will matter most, and then aggregate and concentrate resources behind those priorities. The second shift is to treat AI as an operating method transformation as opposed to technology implementation. And that means that the hard work is really redesigning where decisions are made, how the functions we're going to be working together, and how the workflows should change, as well as where accountability sits. And the third point is about decision rights and accountability, right? I think it has to be much clearer, especially given agentic AI. And we have AI not only informing, but also acting, transacting, coordinating work to be sure where you need human judgment, where you're going to need interventions, and where it's going to be critical that you have governance as well as accountability.
AI is so clearly more than just something used to optimize your workflow or to increase efficiency. Give us some examples of sort of leading firms who are using it to enable growth or to use whole new forms of creativity.
Yes, I think the easy and important point to start is efficiency, but I'm much more excited about how AI can really drive profitable growth, understanding more deeply consumers, anticipating demand earlier, accelerating innovation, and then creating more customized and personalized experiences for people. Right. So I think in decision making, I think AI can help really to connect signals across the enterprise, from consumer insight to supply chain to commercial performance to internal and external market information. But I believe that leaders should want more than have a better view of the present and really have the ambition to have foresight. And I think AI can really help to understand what the categories are going to be in the future, the consumer needs, as well as the market, so that organizations can innovate and see where the future growth may come. I really believe that humanities are going to be much more important in the age of AI, right? In terms of creativity, imagination, ethics, meaningful, understand how people really behave so that we can understand as leaders how people will experience technology as opposed to only see how technology performs.
That's so interesting, because the great fear you often hear across Cannes and much of the world is that AI is going to make people jobless, effectively. But you think there is still a massive role for human judgment in the new process?
I do. And the reason why is that AI helps to accelerate and expand possibilities, what's possible, but more possibilities do not automatically lead to better choices, right? So as AI accelerates ideation, execution, analysis, I believe that the advantage will shift even more to human judgment and creative discernment, right? Understanding people, understanding needs, navigating ambiguity, and also really knowing where we should be pursuing in terms of the outcomes. As all the brands now have access to Gen AI tools, there's a massive risk from my point of view that's going to become, the content will become average and potentially not differentiated, right? So for your brand to be distinctive, you're going to need even more, as I said, imagination, creativity, taste, and that's going to really make a big difference.
We're more important than ever.
Yes, I'm a very optimistic leader in this landscape.
That's so reassuring. Debora, thanks so much for joining us.
My pleasure.